Hi everyone, welcome to Dharma Earth's Dose of Dharma, and this is your dose of Dharma for today. So, we were talking about being too quick to judge, right? And we are talking about leaving some doubt, for leaving some space in our mind for the things that we may not have investigated or scrutinized about a person or an issue, right? So, practically, how do we leave the Dharma principle out? Okay, so very simple. For example, somebody tells you about, hey, do you know that person is like that, like that, like that, Yeah, yeah, I saw with my own eyes, it's like that, like that, like that. Yeah. Then actually at that time, it's up to you, okay, whether you want to believe 100% or believe 50% or believe 10% or keep in view first. So why do I say that? Because let's talk about keep in view, okay? If that is not an important issue, okay, if this, well, it's just gossip, then there's not nothing important about that. Whether people do something really, really bad and they harm themselves, then if it doesn't affect the world, if it doesn't affect the economy, if it doesn't affect you, then okay, then maybe it is like that. Okay, so okay, we can keep in view, like that. Or yeah, or if it comes from the news, but nowadays news also not may or may not believe. Some people may believe, some people may not believe. If you don't believe it, then just keep in view. If you believe it, okay, then how many percent do you believe in it? Do you need to do other research? Look on other news platforms, and try to look at both sides of the argument like that. Okay, so KIV, okay, those that keep in view. Though if it is not necessary to investigate and scrutinize, then just leave it. No need to really like wholeheartedly believe in it. And then okay, then if there's an issue where hey, this person is like that and it's not good for maybe yourself or organization or something like that. Okay, then you may need to really understand. Okay, is this person really like that? Then you have to look at the person that is telling you. If that person is a habitual gossiper, somebody who routinely and frequently gossips about others and tell lies and doesn't keep the five precepts and is a destroyer of friendships, then you can this is their track record, right? So how many percent do you believe it, right? I think you can maybe just believe like 1% of their words, isn't that so? Right? But even though it is like this, sometimes people like this may speak the truth, right? So it is up to ourselves. If it is important, then try to investigate, try to do some research, ask around, ask about other people, ask from other people, and then gather as much information as you can at both sides of the comment. Then when you have gathered enough information, you will know whether to believe and how much to believe, like that. Okay, so this is how we look at the track record of people. If somebody keeps the five precepts, they don't lie, and they are upright people, they are very straight people, they don't destroy other people's friendship, they are very careful about what they talk about, then these kind of people, they you can really trust what they are saying, isn't that so? So when they tell you something, okay, then we can believe about 50 to 60%, right? And but what about the other 40%? Well, the 40% is we have to still have to go and investigate and scrutinize. Why? Because we have our own bad karma. The one who tell you also may have their bad karma. The one they are talking about may also have bad karma. And remember the story I shared with everyone about in the Majjhima Nikaya about how Mara influenced the villagers. So it can be influenced by this comment can be influenced by Mara, can be influenced by karma. So you see, actually, practically, when we are living, you cannot believe so much. Maybe 60, 70%, 80%. That's already quite that's already quite high. Why? Because we understand, the Buddhists always understand that, hey, there's karma and there's mara, there's there's people who see wrongly and hear wrongly, and they're too quick to judge themselves, and then they come out these comments from their mouths. Okay, so taking that in consideration, so when we relate to people, we hear about some stuff and all that, whether we believe or not, whether we can really judge at that time or not, it depends on the situation. So if it is KIV, okay, then you don't have to investigate. Okay, and when research, if it is something that cannot be KIV, if it is something that's relevant to the present, then if you want to investigate, then you have to consider all this. The person who told you, their track record, and then also the person that he's talking about, their track record, and then we have to consider karma and mara also about these two, the influence of this, of all parties involved. Yeah, then with that, you can make a better judgment or a better analysis of that issue, and whether we should believe or not to believe, or whether we should react in some way or not to react in some way. All right? So practically, it's like that. Hmm? So hopefully, this short series of Too Quick to Judge is helpful for everyone to really be mindful of ourselves. Don't be too quick to judge, and consider karma, mara, and also whether we need to investigate or not to investigate, or need to research or not to research. Then we can have a better understanding of things. And in our lives, we will be able to avoid the mistake of being too quick to judge a person or an issue. All right? Okay, so that's your dose of Dharma for today. We shall all be well, peaceful, and happy, and be free from too quick to judge. And may the Triple Gem bless all of us to be able to attain power, fruition, and Nibbana as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.